Star Wars Issue 1 sees Luke Skywalker have his hand cut off by Darth Vader on Cloud City. As the saber and the hand plummet into the depths of the city, Vader's startling revelation rings out in his head. In the present, a beaten and broken Luke replays the events in his head as Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca argue about going after Boba Fett to get Han Solo. Chewie and Leia aren't too pleased with Lando after he double-crossed them to the Empire on Cloud City, but Lando says that he had no choice and that they wouldn't have missed Fett if they didn't go back to Cloud City for Luke. He wonders what makes Luke so important, and Leia says that that's Luke Skywalker and he blew up the Death Star. Lando knows that they have lost a lot, but he knows it's not a total disaster since they will get Han back since he knows where Fett is taking him. 3PO isn't happy about learning Han is to be taken to Jabba the Hutt, saying the captain will surely be killed by the Hutt. Luke wants to know where Han is, learning from Leia that Vader carbon froze him and gave him to the bounty hunter Boba Fett. Luke can't believe it since he ran into them in the halls of Cloud City and knows they have to go after him. Leia asks what happened to him, and Luke remembers his fight with Vader and how he reached out with the Force to Ben, but he never responded. Leia reassures him that Ben will reach out to him, and if he doesn't, Luke will find his own path since he is strong, and the rebellion will need his strength. Leia tells Chewie to take them to the rebel fleet, but Lando wants to go and hide out somewhere. However, Leia isn't interested in hiding, saying that this is her ship now that Han is gone, and she will say where it goes. At the rebel rendezvous point, the Empire has found the remaining fleet, boxing them in against the star and blowing them apart as Commander Zara of the Tarkin's Will learns the destroyers can keep the rebels running for some time. Lieutenant Gore finds her plan of pinning the rebels between them and a star brilliant, and Zara says that she came up with the idea a few years ago but never thought she would actually get to try it. An X-Wing breaks through the blockade and plans on running to get help, but Zara orders her men to transfer control of a turbo laser turret to a nearby console, taking over in manual control and blowing the ship up. On one of the rebel ships, Kes Dameron and his fellow soldiers sit around, unable to do anything. However, Kes is worried about his wife Shara, who is out with Green Squadron. Shara meanwhile battles the TIEs with Green Squadron, keeping them off the frigates as the ship drops out of hyperspace. The rebels think it another destroyer, but it is the Millennium Falcon. Commander Zara is told that Leia Organa will most likely be aboard the ship, telling her men to send an entire squad after the ship and destroy it. Leia contacts Rebel Command, learning that they need to break the blockade. Leia says that they will find a way to help, telling Chewie that they have to punch a hole into the blockade to allow the ships to escape. Chewie alerts her to the TIEs moving in, and Lando says that he needs to pilot the Falcon since he's better than anyone there. Reluctantly, Chewie lets Lando take his seat as Leia and Luke head for the turrets. Lando says that the Falcon doesn't have enough firepower to get through the ships, but learns that Solo installed proton torpedo launchers, but even with 8 missiles it won't be enough to destroy a destroyer. 3PO translates Chewie's roars, telling Lando that they don't need to destroy the ship, merely the gun emplacements. Lando says he understood what Chewie was saying, but it's still crazy as the Falcon is blasted by the TIEs. Leia and Luke get on the guns, but Luke is having trouble with only one hand and the memories of Ben lying to him about his father flying through his head. Luke becomes frustrated as his arm continually slips off the gun, haunted by the memories of Vader's revelation. Calming himself, Luke concentrates on the TIEs, reaching out to them with the Force to take the pilot's controls and causing them to crash into one another, allowing Leia to shoot them down. Lando brings the Falcon in on one of the destroyers, firing the torpedoes and destroying the guns. With a hole made in the blockade, the rebel fleet escape to hyperspace, leaving the Andor Commander Zara to make a call to Darth Vader, telling him her signal analysis protocol was successful and allowed her to locate the rebels, but the Millennium Falcon disrupted their mission. However, they attempted to destroy the ship but failed. Vader tells her that the Falcon is off limits, since while Organa is on the ship, another person of significant value flies aboard it, and she is not to destroy it. Vader warns her that he will not hear any more of the Commander and her partial successors. He wants results. At the rebel fleet, Chewie is told not to let Lando out of his sight, meaning Calrissian can't leave the rebellion just yet. Leia asks Kes how the Imperials found them, learning that they didn't, since the rebellion initiated a scheduled contact with another rebel cell and it got intercepted, meaning the Empire learned of both cells and attacked both simultaneously. 3PO says that the odds of 2 rebel cells getting attacked simultaneously is very high, meaning the Empire has broken their codes. As the generals think that they need to come up with new codes, Lando says that if the codes are broken, it means the other cells have been attacked and possibly wiped out, meaning that in that case, this could all be what's left of the rebellion. Luke meanwhile tries to contact Yoda for guidance, but he gets no answer, getting so frustrated that he uses the Force to crack the ship's window. He apologizes to R2 for that, since Vader told him something that upset him, and while he knows Jedi aren't supposed to be that way, he is not a Jedi yet, and because of that, he is afraid. He knows that if Vader is his father, there is no way that Ben and Yoda didn't know, meaning that they lied to him. But what worries him the most is that if he's not meant to be a Jedi now, then what is he supposed to be? Star Wars Issue 1 begun the next phase of Marvel's Star Wars ongoing by shifting everything up to between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I love we get to see what happens immediately after Bespin, and what I love the most is Luke's mind space this whole issue and where he's at after the revelation that he learned that Vader is his father. He's hurt both mentally and physically thanks to Yoda and Ben lying to him as well, and it's great to see that kind of frustration boil up out of him, and he even cracks the window just like how Vader cracked the window after learning of Skywalker being his son. I thought that was a great callback to that in the original Star Wars ongoing, and I'm really looking forward to what Charles Soule has in store for us and for these characters. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10.